Hi, I'm Kristin Omdahl and welcome back to my studio. In this video, I want to show you some tips and tricks for getting started making one of the projects from my brand new book, 24 Crochet Hats, Interesting Techniques and Inclusive Sizing for Men, Women, Children, and Babies. Let's get started. This is the Beck Colorwork hat. This hat is worked from the bottom up in a vibrant and cheerful stitch pattern. The head is shown in striped color work, but you could also make a gorgeous hat worked all in one color. You will need Be So Baby yarn in 3 colors, or if you prefer, you could do it in 1 color, and you will need a size G6 or 4mm crochet hook. The colors shown in this hat are salmon, lilac, and sugar plum. This hat pattern comes in 5 sizes from 14.5 inches through 23.5 inches hat circumference. The hat shown is size 19 inches. As I said in the introduction, this hat is worked from the bottom up, meaning we will start with the brim and work our way up to the crown. You want to start by tying your yarn to your crochet hook. You can use a square knot, a slip knot, whichever works best for you. Round 1 begins with a chain 4. And we're going to double crochet into the 4th chain from our hook. We do not count the loop on our hook. That's our working loop. So we'll count back 1, 2, 3, 4, double crochet as yarn over your hook. Insert your hook in the chain, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2 loops on your hook. That's called a foundation oval. You want to refer back to the pattern to see how many foundation ovals you'll need for whichever of the 5 sizes you're making of this pattern. I'll show you one more foundation oval. It's chain 4, and then double crochet into the 4th chain from your hook. And again, you're going to just repeat this for as many times as necessary for which size you're making. I'm making the smallest size, so I'll be making 18 foundation ovals. Okay, at the end of round 1, you want to slip stitch to the 1st chain at the beginning of the round to join, being careful not to twist your 1st round. And this is what the end of round 1 should look like. You just want to make sure it's not twisted. There we go. End of round 1. Okay, round 2 begins with slip stitching into the 1st foundation oval. Chain 5 counts as a double crochet, chain 2, and we're going to double crochet in that same space. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, chain 3, and then we're going to single crochet 2 together over the next 2 foundation ovals. Insert your hook in the next oval, yarn over, pull up a loop, insert your hook in the next oval, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops on your hook, chain 3. Then in the next chain 3 of the next foundation oval, we're going to work double crochet, chain 2, double crochet, chain 3, then single crochet 2 together over the next 2 foundation ovals. In the 2 chain 3 spaces, chain 3. And so for this round, we're going to be repeating chain 3, double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet in the next foundation oval, chain 3, single crochet 2 together over the next 2 foundation ovals, chain 3. You want to repeat that all the way around and then slip stitch to the 3rd chain of the beginning chain 5 at the beginning of the round to join. This is what your work should look like at the end of round 2. We're going to be fastening off at the end of each round for changing color on this project, but if you were going to do this all in one color, you would not be fastening off at the end of each round. You would simply be slip stitching into the next space that is specified in the following round to begin that round. So for example, for round 3, we're going to be working in that 1st chain 2 space here. So if you were doing it in the same color, you would slip stitch into that chain 2 space to begin the next round. But I'm going to show you how to do it in color work, since that's how the original hat is done. I'll just be pointing out anything that's different if you were going to do this in one color as we go. So we'll fasten off that color and join the new color again, by tying your yarn to your crochet hook with a slip knot, square knot, whichever works best for you, and then slip stitch into that same chain 2 space that we were just talking about. And round 3 begins with a chain 3, which counts as a our first double crochet, and then work 4 more double crochets in that same chain 2 space. Then 3 double crochets in the next chain 3 space. Skip the next single crochet 2 together and work 3 double crochets in the next chain 3 space. Okay, so our repeat for this round is 5 double crochets in the next chain 2 space, then 3 double crochets each into each of the next 2 chain 3 spaces. And you want to repeat that all the way around, then slip stitch to the top of the chain 3 at the beginning of the round to join. This is what your work should look like at the end of round 3, and we are going to fasten off because we are changing color here. If you are not changing color, you would not need to fasten off at the end of this round. I'm going to grab a third color now for those of you who are interested in which colors of Be So Baby yarn I'm using for the sample here. The first color we used is salmon, this is aquamarine, and now I will be adding violet for our third color. Again, tying your yarn to your crochet hook. And we're going to be joining in the same stitch as we slip stitched to in the previous round, which is the first stitch of the round. So if you were not changing color, you would not need to be changing your position at all for starting the next round. And we're going to join with a slip stitch and chain 3, which will count as our first double crochet, but we're actually doing a cluster stitch, so that chain 3 counts as the first part of a 3 double crochet cluster, which means that because we did the chain 3, we'll now do a 2 double crochet cluster. So let me show you. It's yarn over your hook, insert your hook in the same stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. We have 2 loops on our hook, then yarn over, insert your hook in the same stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. We now have 3 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops on our hook. That chain 3 plus the 2 double crochet cluster counts as the equivalent of a 3 double crochet cluster. Chain 1. And now in the very next stitch here, we're going to work a 3 double crochet cluster, yarn over your hook, insert your hook in that specified stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, insert your hook in the same stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, insert your hook in the same stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. We now have 4 loops on our hook, yarn over, pull through all 4 loops on your hook. That's a 3 double crochet cluster. Then it's chain 1 and work a 3 double crochet cluster in the next stitch. Chain 1, 3 double crochet cluster in the next stitch. Chain 1, 3 double crochet cluster in the next stitch. Chain 1 and skip the next 6 stitches. So our repeat for this round is to work a 3 double crochet cluster into a 3 double crochet cluster, chain 1 into each of the 5 stitches in the 5 double crochet sections, then chain 1, skip the next 6 stitches, which were the 2 sets of 3 double crochet clusters. And that's what we're going to repeat all the way around. And at the end of the round, you want to slip stitch to the top of the chain 3 at the beginning of the round to join. This is what your work should look like at the end of round 4, and we're going to fasten off at the end of round 4. We're going back to our first color now, and where we join for this color is a little bit different. We're going to be joining into the second to last chain 1 space here, okay? And so that would be the 4th one within any of these shelves. So if you were going to use the same color, you would slip stitch across each of these cluster stitches and chain 1 spaces until you got to this chain 1 space here to join. But the easier way to do that when we're changing color is to just say the second to last. So there's the last chain 1 space before we fastened off, and here's the second to last. So I'm just going to join in the second to last. I showed you that other position just in case you're doing this in one color. You would need to know how to get to the next appropriate chain 1 space. So we're going to join within that specified chain 1 space with a slip stitch with color B, and we're going to chain 1 and single crochet in that same space. Now we're going to work a double crochet around the next chain 1 space and between the 2 sets of 3 double crochet sections 2 rounds below. So we're going to be working around this chain 1 space here and in the space between the 2 sets of 3 double crochets down here. So it's yarn over your hook, insert your hook 2 rows below, yarn over, pull up a loop, and I kind of pull up on this a little bit because we need to adjust for this height. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So that's working a double crochet in the space 2 rounds below. And then we'll single crochet in the next chain 1 space, chain 3, single crochet in the next chain 1 space, chain 3, single crochet in the next chain 1 space, chain 3, and single crochet in the next chain 1 space. And so now we're going to be repeating this all the way around. And so I just want to show you where that double crochet goes again. So we'll be working around the next chain 1 space and into the space between the 2 sets of 3 double crochet sections 2 rounds below, like that. So our repeat for this round is single crochet in the next chain 1 space, double crochet around the next chain 1 space and in the space 2 rounds below, single crochet in the next chain 1 space, chain 3, single crochet in the next chain 1 space, chain 3, single crochet in the next chain 1 space, chain 3, single crochet in the next chain 1 space. You want to repeat that all the way around and then replace the last single crochet with slip stitch to the first single crochet at the beginning of the round to join. And we will not be fastening off at the end of this round. Okay, we're ready to begin round. This is what your work should look like at the end of round 5. We're ready to begin round 6 now. We're going to work a chain 1 and we're going to do a single crochet 2 together in the last chain 3 space on the previous round and in the first chain 1 space on the previous round. So you can insert your crochet hook in this one, yarn over, pull up a loop, then insert your hook into this chain 3 space, yarn over, pull up a loop, and yarn over, pull through all 3 loops on your hook. Chain 3. In our next chain 3 space, we're going to work double crochet, chain 3, and double crochet, chain 3, single crochet 2 together in each of the next 2 chain 3 spaces. So insert in the next chain 3 space, pull up a loop, insert in the next chain 3 space and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops on your hook. And you want to repeat this all the way around. Chain 3, double crochet, chain 2, double crochet in the next chain 3 space, chain 3, single crochet 2 together over the next 2 chain 3 spaces. We're going to repeat this all the way around, and at the end of the round, replace the last single crochet 2 together with slip stitch to the top of the first single crochet 2 together at the beginning of the round to join. This is what your work should look like at the end of round 6. You want to repeat rounds 3 through 6 until your hat is the correct height, and you'll want to refer back to your pattern to see how tall your hat needs to be for whichever of the 5 sizes you're making. And as you're repeating rounds 3 through 6 and achieving the correct height, you want to make sure that you end on a round 5 when you're ready to start the crown. I'm going to continue on in pattern to show you how to do the crown, but I'm going to continue on in one color so you can see the contrast between what the 3 colors looks like in this stitch pattern as well as what this looks like in one color. Okay, before we begin the crown, I'm so glad I did the second sample in a solid color variation here, because I think it's a really great option to know that not only is this hat beautiful in 3 colors, or it could be in any combination of colors, but it's also beautiful in 1 color as well. So love being able to show you those various options. And now I'm going to show you how to do the crown, which would be exactly the same no matter what color combination you do for the actual hat. The crown is shaped the same way. So the first round of the crown, we're going to slip stitch into the next chain 3 space. This is keeping in mind that you worked through a repeat of round 5 for the hat. And we're going to chain 1, single crochet 2 together around the next, in the next 2 chain 3 spaces. Chain 3, single crochet in the next chain 3 space, chain 3. Okay, our repeat for this round is chain 3, single crochet 2 together in the next 2 chain 3 spaces, chain 3, and single crochet in the next chain 3 space. You want to repeat that all the way around and slip stitch to the top of the first stitch at the beginning of the round to join. Okay, and for the next round, we're going to slip stitch into the next chain 3 space, chain 1, single crochet 2 together in this chain 3 space and the next chain 3 space together. And our repeat for this round is chain 3 and single crochet 2 together in each of the next 2 chain 3 spaces. You want to repeat this all the way around and slip stitch to the first stitch at the beginning of the round to join. After you fasten, you want to fasten off, leaving a longer tail, at least 12 inches long, to thread onto a yarn needle. And now this little hole that remains, you want to weave your yarn needle or your tail in and out through these remaining chain 3 spaces. And after you weave through all of them, you'll be able to cinch this hole closed. So once we've woven all the way through, you can cinch the whole thing closed and fasten it off with a little knot. And then I will insert my yarn needle through that cinched crown, turn it to the wrong side of the work to weave in my loose ends. And I'll turn it right-sided out again so you can see what the finished hat looks like. And there we have it. There we have one of the adult sizes of the 5 size range. We have one of the medium adult sizes, and we have the smallest baby size in 3 colors and in a combination of 3 colors and in 1 color for variation. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions at all, please leave them for me in the comments. And everything we talked about today is linked in the video description below. Let us make time to create, share, and inspire today and every day. I'll see you in the next video.